whether we're live, but we are
Rolling.
recording. We're rolling.
All
We're
right.
rolling. How are you?
Good. Relaxed, stress free.
Awesome. Stress free.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like that. Stress free as well. Awesome.
Awesome feeling, isn't
It's a great feeling to be stress free, actually. Um, we missed you all last week.
Great. We missed you all.
We missed you all. We're sorry that we didn't put something out sooner, but getting some things situated and putting a little paint where it ain't, making sure she was getting some rest. And sometimes you got to take a little moment and step back, reevaluate,
Mm-hmm.
then put it back out there. But did not forget where we left off.
Right.
Did not at all. So what we got coming from today, ladies?
Well, what we have come today is all about love layers. You just slid that in there. But it's okay though.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Love layers and yours, your partners, and
Mm-hmm.
how do you peel these things back?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the steps that you may or may not need to go through, or what you think you need to do versus what you really should be doing.
Facts.
Things of that nature. So, to get that started, my first question is um, what is a love layer?
What is a love layer? I know I did come up with that whole title, right? So, a love layer, I would say, is dualistic in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we create love layers from relationships, be that, you know, eros or familial or
Mm-hmm.
friendship, however. I think with those, we build love layers based off of relationships, and then we have love layers based off of self love.
Okay.
And so once you journey into your life, or you're going through life or whatever, you begin to build these love layers, right?
Okay.
How you want to be loved by others, or how you may think you want to be loved by others. Um, and then how you're treating yourself, you know. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, seeing that when you're in relationships,
Mm-hmm.
any journey that you're about to take, be it a relationship, be it a financial journey,
Mm-hmm.
spiritual journey, any of those journeys, none of them can start without you first doing the work to yourself, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so if you're going to do the work yourself, that means you're going to peel your own love layers and you're going to pull back from your experience
Yes.
and grab the pieces that are positive,
Mm-hmm.
dispose of the pieces that you feel aren't conducive to your happiness.
Exactly.
So, how do you know
Mm.
that you are in that process or need to go through that process?
Ooh. And having the audacity to submit to yourself. And I I I actually wrote that down because I that was like powerful. Like
Okay.
using the word audacity, because sometimes we look at that as a negative word.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got the audacity to sit up here,
Right.
but having that much disregard for limit, you know what I mean, for anything that's containing you, to literally submit to self. And once you are truly submitted to yourself, I feel like you're able to begin to pull back those layers, and you start to see, well, I know for myself, once I truly had the audacity to submit to myself and go through those things, not just my strengths, but again, those areas of growth. And especially when it came to my relationships, like I pretty much shut myself off from relationships, if you will.
Okay.
Because it was needing that time for self. You know what I mean? Just taking a few months to just digest what I had become, where I was going, and things like that. And it allowed me to see how I was loving other people. And I think that's when you get to the point of peeling back those layers of, things that you may have lost and didn't properly grieve for, or um, emotions that were unrested,
Mhm.
in any type of situation. I think it's definitely mandatory to get in with self and pull those things back to get to back to the root.
Mhm. And the root is you.
Facts.
Okay. All right. So once you get to the root, and you
You
already actually
interviewing me?
answered. No, this is your thing. So you know what I'm saying? I just want to know where your mind was when you
Well, what's
so I
your
have to
opinion of
ask
it?
questions.
What
Oh,
is
I'll give you
love
my
like?
opinion in
Oh,
1 second,
oh,
but
you
hold on
you
1 second,
see how they do you when they get grown?
okay? So anyway, so you already pretty much answered my next question, which
Mhm.
was what things must be complete in order for you to achieve the ability to unlock your partner or your potential partner's love layers. And that's the ability to have the audacity to
Mm.
love yourself.
Mm.
Okay, so how do
Well, not
you
to love yourself, to submit to
to
yourself.
submit to yourself,
Facts.
give the whole of yourself to yourself?
Facts.
Okay. So, how do you recognize that you in others and in your potentials?
Um, how I recognize it is you, in my opinion, when I've gone through my peeling back of my layers and then budding, going into that phase of now I'm budding out, I'm coming back into the light of being social,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's amazing because first you have to like take a temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's the current
See what's going on out
dating climate,
there. Right.
what's the scene looking like?
Right.
And
Right. The
so
scene.
by that I stopped myself
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, this is what I've done before. Let me see what the scene, you know what I'm saying, what's
Mm-hmm.
going on. And so I said, let me not do that. Let me just continue growing in me.
Right.
And so by that, just different people, I began to attract different people from different walks of of
Life.
facts,
Right.
of life and lives, but from this particular life and being able to use those portals or people
Mm-hmm.
as a reflection first. What I was seeing in myself. And for me personally, I was able to get different variations of myself at different phases.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because I was aware of self and I had submitted to myself, I was able to see those things in other people that I was like, oh my God, was I really like that?
Yo,
Did I
listen, this is
really?
crazy as hell because as you were speaking, that's what I was typing
Right.
as you were speaking
Like seriously, you get to
it.
see yourself from different perspectives. You do.
Mm-hmm.
But as other
As
people.
other people saw you.
And I think that is the most powerful layer to peel back. Um is how people seeing you in a friendship aspect, in a friendship going into an intimate relationship aspect, and in all different states. And even going back to those familial relationships, and it's like, how does this fit now?
Right.
You know what I mean? And now you have to create those different, um, not necessarily boundaries, but now it's like, okay, I know where to fit this into my puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
So that was definitely, that is the eye opener, and I think if you're looking for a lightning moment, or
The light bulb.
yeah, or the skies parting. It's when you begin to see the reflections
Okay.
of your former self that you're growing from, and seeing those extreme versions, and then you have that moment of like, oh my
So that's
god.
why, you know. Right.
And so
Okay.
now it's like, now that that's the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now I tuck this away. It's like, okay, let me not be that.
Right. I'm good.
And still not take that and turn your nose up, because some
Mm-hmm.
people get to the point of, well, since I'm not like that anymore, you can still create another layer, which is a fear of regression,
Right.
like
Right.
going back to that former deed. But if you're within your growth, you're not going to go backwards, you're going to go forward, right?
Right.
What would you say?
I would say the same. I
Mm.
would say going backwards would actually be like taking the part that you've peeled and pasting it
Mhm.
back up,
Mhm.
because you're so worried about what's going on around you,
Right.
as opposed to what's going on in you.
Exactly.
So when you can get to a point where you've sorted out everything inside,
Mhm.
you've seen all the different versions of you, because let's face it, we all have different versions of ourselves.
Mhm.
We don't necessarily know who we are, quote unquote,
Mhm.
because who we are is different to each different person in our life at that certain time that we're trying to figure out who we are.
Facts.
So once you get to the point where you're good with what you know of you,
Mhm.
and you can accept what others know of you,
Mhm.
and you have the discernment to know, well, you got a portion of me at this period,
Mhm.
so that portion no longer applies.
Mhm.
Once you're there, now you have the space, because everything's neat where it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
Now you have the space to even try and grow anything with anyone else.
Mhm.
Because if you got too much clutter going on the inside of you, then how are you to add why are you to add someone else's clutter? Because if
Mm.
you're going to add this person to your life, you're going to add their things
Facts.
to your life.
Facts.
And if you're chaotic on the inside, that's just going to add to your chaos.
Mhm.
You'll have your honeymoon moment, because chaos does calm for a while.
Right.
You'll
Or
have
seem
your
calm.
right.
Right.
You'll have your honeymoon moment.
Right.
But chaos can't stay calm.
Mhm.
And if you have chaos and chaos, it only creates more chaos.
Right.
There's not going to be too many periods and points of calm.
Mhm. And it was something you said, and I'm like, I had to make a quick note to put a pin in it, because I was like, whoa, dig deeper right there. You had made a point of a person seeing you in that particular period in your
Mhm.
life and experiencing you as a version of yourself. Now, again, because others do create their own interpretation of you as a person, um, when it does come to those crucial conflicts where it's
Mhm.
like yeah, I know I was, an asshole in this relationship, and I know that I didn't, say the right things, and you come upon this person again
Mhm.
in life, and they remind you, you were this type of person to me, and if you're going through your healing process. So a lot of
Right.
times when you're going through true healing, you go and you apologize, and if you can't find that person,
Facts.
you find a way to broadcast that apology
Mhm.
so that it can come up off of you, which is why a lot of people on their deathbed, they make
They
different
release it.
confections,
They release it.
confections. Damn, what is wrong with me today? Confessions. I want some sugar. Confections. Okay.
I need
They
some
make
sugar.
different. Oh, maybe that's what I need. Oh, lost my thought. No. So they make different confessions on their deathbeds, or when a person feels like they're going to transition, or, just if you're transitioning into a new portion of yourself.
Something can't go with you. You have to let it go.
Exactly. So when you come upon these moments where you need to be apologetic in a sense, because I know that's a place where a lot of some people may struggle with.
It's not a struggle if you're truly on a journey.
Right. Well, I mean, as far as if you come and you say, hey, you know what, 5 years ago we had a bad falling out, Jen, and I want to apologize, and I'm like, you should have apologized 3 years ago. You should have apologized 2 years ago, 1 year ago. If that person is not ready to take that transition with you, what is it that you do to ensure that you're able to build from that interaction?
Yeah, because what you do is you respect where they are.
Right.
You have to respect where they are.
Thank you.
And once you have said it to them, once you have expressed genuineness to them, if it's met with you should have did that 2 years ago, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where you at.
Right.
I can't make you be where I am.
Right.
So I respect that, but I did want to let you know that I am apologetic. And moving forward, this is not the type of person that I have continued to be.
Right.
And you move on.
Right.
Because your job is done. You've respected their position without belittling them and making them feel like, oh, well, because if you go back with, well, it's been 7 years,
right,
then you didn't mean it.
Right.
You didn't mean it.
Exactly.
So you have to respect where they are. And you have to accept that some things are not going to change in the time that you want it to change in.
Exactly. And I want to add to that, the forgiveness is not always about it coming from that person, but forgiving yourself for even being that type of person. Because just as you said, people heal in their own time and when they're ready to move past certain things. So, I say make sure that you're ready to get over that hurdle. And a lot of times I've never been faced with that type of situation. It may be like a one-off type thing. Like, okay, and you found me to say this. And with that particular situation, I was like, you know what? My apologies that I even, came at you. I just wanted to let you know this was not a good version of myself. And I wanted to make sure that I put the whole version or the piece back on the table. And so I have to move forward because that's a layer I've pulled off of me. You know what I mean? So that's where it comes from, where it's like a person that may do something, they're sleeping fine at night. And when you've become apologetic for something, or you forgiving yourself for something that you've done, you're going to be able to sleep a little bit better at night. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always expecting that person to be where you are, and being ready to accept whatever reaction that you're going to get, right? So,
but that reaction shouldn't rattle you.
Exactly.
Because you should come prepared for either or.
Exactly.
Because you know what you're there to apologize for.
Right.
So how could you not be prepared for a negative reaction?
And you have to
and it's only negative for you because you're in a different place.
Right.
For them, it's all facts, 100% truth. And even though they don't accept it right now, once they get to a point where they're on their own journey and they have to start to let go,
right,
they're going to remember.
Damn, you did come in.
damn, this person did, that you might not even have the opportunity to let them know that you actually have forgiven them. You might not never get that opportunity again,
Mm-hmm.
but you know that they're fine because of how they left you respectfully with your position.
Right. And so speaking to that opposite side, of that person that's not in the place to forgive, because I've been on that side as well. Where it's like I still saw that version of that person before. And I mean, and someone very recent. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I still see, yeah, you've apologized, yeah, you did
Right.
it, but I still see you as that former version. You know what I
Right.
mean? And now at the end of the day, I've always said, I forgive you. I've moved past this situation. It's just when certain triggers, if you will, or certain characteristics that that person has kind of sparks back up,
Mm-hmm.
it makes you like, yeah, you're you're still in that frequency, or you're still in that
Right.
energy. So, um, being on the opposite spectrum and saying, you know what, I forgive this person, and I can truly move forward. Um, if you're not able to say, you know what, I forgive you, where does that leave you on that table once you're ready to transition past that?
It leaves you in a position where you have to respect where they were when they came to you.
Facts.
They were beyond where you are
Mhm.
when they came to you because
Mhm.
they was already on their journey. You refused to be on yours at that time.
Mhm.
So you have to respect that they've truly moved past it.
Mhm.
They really don't have any regrets. They don't have any ill will. They have moved past it because they forgave themselves. They apologized. They, tried to make it right. And because you were still operating somewhere else,
Mhm.
you've got to give them the same respect that they gave you.
So with that being said, and sometimes, and because let's go into the actual relationship aspect of love layers, right?
Okay.
Um, and I'm piggybacking off of where we're kind of landing. So let's say that you're getting out of a relationship and you're going through that your cycle of cleansing,
Mm-hmm.
not jumping to necessarily be with anybody else, but going through your cleansing, your emotional restoration, and things like that. Because you're gonna need that time to have conversations to separate whatever you and this person previously had, so
Right.
on and so forth. Um, with that being said, in that period, right, is mostly when breakups turn into makeups,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because this person is saying, I'm sorry. I apologize. You're right. I shouldn't have done this.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have been this way. You know, what is it that, and then a person will go back and the same shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is it that a person is missing in order to not, or what steps or process would you say to follow if you want to forgive this person and you still love them, you think that there's a possibility, rather than going back into the same chaos? What would you say would be a better remedy to that? Like, how can you tell this person is meaning what they're saying and they're not going to do the things that have been causing issues in the relationship?
Okay. The easiest way to do that is a very simple way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to get back into a relationship.
Right.
You don't have to make any promises. The easiest way to do that is to say, well, okay, since you apologize
Mm-hmm.
and you want things to be better and you shouldn't have done this and you shouldn't have done that. So this is what we're gonna do. Make them date you.
Hmm. I like
If you can't commit to a date
it. Mm.
with someone who you No,
Mm-hmm.
you can't commit to yourself
Mm.
because you can't commit to what you want so badly
Mm-hmm.
that you'll be like, all right, cool, every Friday, and you're going to stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you want this person to see your change.
Mm-hmm.
When in all actuality, the person is just giving you the space to change yourself for what you say you want, not who you say you want,
Facts.
what you say you want. And in the who lies the what.
Say that
Because
again.
in the who lies the what.
Now break it down for me.
All right. So I want a relationship that is happy, that is fun, that is adventurous, that is spontaneous.
Mm-hmm.
We I want a fun relationship.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But your girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
your fiance, your significant other
Mm-hmm.
is a person who likes to stay at home, who does not like to do those types of things that you like. However, the one thing that you like about them, I'll go easy. They body. Nice body. Okay. So that's why you with them.
Okay.
You initially got workers, then she bad. But now you notice that when y'all met at the club, this was her 1 in 90 days going out. But you didn't know that.
Right.
When y'all spoke on the phone, every time you talked to her, she was on her way to the store or on her way to work or on her way home or, oh, I just got done talking to my friend. You think she's social, but in her reality, she just got done talking to this friend because she ain't talked to her in about 30 days and going to work, to the store, and home is her routine. So it seems like she's a busybody. Seems like she's okay.
Okay. Right. Break it down. I don't think they're ready for this. Come on, break it.
The minute you say, let's go white water rafting. Oh, honey, because I just got this wig. Okay, cool. She don't want to get her hair wet.
Right.
Cool. All right. Well, let's go swimming.
Right.
I got you a swim cap for your hair.
Right.
You got a pool? Because I don't want to go to the public pool. Oh, okay. Well, let's go to the mountains. Find some waterfalls. Let's go hiking. Because this is the shit you like to do.
Right.
She appears to be outgoing. She appears to be open-minded from your conversations. Hiking.
No. Okay.
And once about every 90 days, you can convince her to do something. Okay? All right. Sheila, on the other hand, that was Terry.
Okay.
Fine ass.
Fine ass Terry.
Fine ass Terry.
Facts.
We got Sheila's cute.
Sheila's cute.
Real pretty face, but Sheila's a plus size woman.
Okay.
And you be seeing Sheila every now and again. Hey girl, what's up? Hey, how you doing? And so you was sitting at a bar. Sheila was at the bar. Hey girl, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing good, Sheila. Y'all got a very good rapport every time y'all see each other. Y'all part of, the same communities, stuff like that.
Right.
So you waiting on somebody? No, I'm not. Sit down, y'all having a conversation, then you was like, well, let me ask you a question. So if you like to do X, Y, and Z, are you going to at least try to get your partner to do those things? And of course, yeah. So you explained to her a situation where you couldn't get fine ass Terry to do nothing.
Right.
But you do everything fine ass Terry want to do. Right?
Right.
When she want to go shopping, you right there with your wallet.
Right.
She want a new car, You taking her to all the car lots.
Mm.
She want to go to a fashion show. You right there.
Mm.
You want to go hiking? You want to go zip lining? Nah. Want to go whitewater rafting? Nope. Want to go to the cabin in the mountains? Nah.
Mm.
Okay. So Sheila is like, oh, you like to do such and such?
Mm.
Oh, you like, cause me too, but I don't think, people think cause I'm a big girl,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do those types of
Right.
things.
Right.
Oh, well, cool then. Well, shit, I got these tickets. Fine ass Terry didn't want to go.
Right.
Do you want to go whitewater rafting?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want to go such and such?
I'm down.
I'm with it. Okay, well, Sheila cool as fuck.
Sheila cool.
And the more you hang with Sheila,
Mm-hmm.
the more you see Sheila.
Right.
Now it's like, fine ass Terry,
Mm.
or do whatever the fuck I want, Sheila.
And most people will still go with
Fine ass Terry. But the one enlightened person who will be like, you know what, Terry fine and all, she everything. Because no matter what I want to do, she with it. None of your past people been with it. You always have to work somebody up to butter them up, take them shopping, do all of this just to get something that you want to do out of the companionship.
Right.
But with Sheila, what you want to do? I'm cool.
I'm with it. Let's do it.
Oh, you want to do? Well, I don't know about that. But okay, I'll try it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Sheila, she don't want you to think, like in her mind, she's thinking, well, that's what y'all get for looking at the book and not opening it. And Sheila knows she's very attractive. She got her shit together. She ain't asking nobody for nothing. But in the relationship department, she gets judged because she's a plus size woman.
Right.
And she out here goddamn
getting it.
Hang gliding, motherfucking on ATVs and shit. Come right in the house, cook, and fuck her bitch to sleep. But all you can do is look good for me, spend my money, and I gotta beg you to do something.
Tattoo on TT, say yippee-ki-yay.
You know?
Oh, my bad, I had a moment.
So you gotta find your.
That's copyrighted.
Sheila.
You gotta find your Sheila.
You gotta find your Sheila.
Oh, Sheila.
Hey, wait, is it right? We just hung.
Oh, okay, let's hum.
Cause I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, for real though.
Yeah, for real.
You gotta find your person.
Facts.
Your person who I don't care about the outside.
Right.
Yeah, the outside may attract you. The outside you may see potential or whatever. But that inside portion, that's the portion that you want to drool over.
Facts.
That's the portion you want to be like when other people can't see why you're with this person.
Right.
On the inside, you just all gushy and mushy and all types of joyous while they trying to figure out your happiness.
Right.
You can't.
Right.
Because this person is not who I want, who I can see. Because that's who I see right now. But who I'm going to see 50 years from now when this changes?
Right.
Who? Because that's going to be a different person.
It is.
It's going to be a totally different person.
It's definitely going to be a different person. And then based off of where that person is evolving, you already know that you're not on the same basis. You're not sharing the same foundation.
Right.
And this is where you get so many people being in multiple relationships. Because you didn't even have matching foundations.
Right.
You didn't have matching futures that you may have been speaking on at that moment. Or you know what I'm saying? It's like you get with a person, it's like, oh, I've been through this to this. Me too. And the last person
Mm-hmm.
me
Right.
too. And you know what? And then now you hanging with this person, and
Mm-hmm.
y'all always talking about what the last person did and didn't do. And so now, because you're attracted to this person, you're trying not to do anything that they're saying that this last person
You're
did.
trying to transform into the person that they think they
They
want.
think they want, because has that person, if you're constantly in a banter of what someone else has done to you, and all my exes live in Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Type shit. Like, oh man, all every chick that I done been with, just totally blameless. You just
Right.
ain't never done nothing.
Nothing.
You just
You
you
gotta admit, what you did to bring the chaos to you.
And so I think that's one thing that you have to look at, is even in relationships, the person that always has the emergency, or it's always something going on. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's like they are probably not stable in a lot of different aspects,
And
because
self.
in self, and then in external aspects, because that's gonna ripple out.
It is. Now I met a guy, and I know I've told you this before, but this is the epitome
Hmm.
of understanding I could have ever received. I was real young. I was 22 maybe,
Okay.
21, 22. And I was in a clothing store,
Hmm.
and I was looking for, it was summertime, I was looking for a summer dress.
Okay.
And an older guy stopped me, and he was like, "Can I get your opinion?"
Mm.
And he was like, "Do you like this dress?" He held up a dress, and I was like, "Well, yeah, that's nice and flowy." And it was yellow with blue flowers on it. I'll never forget the dress. It was so cute.
Hmm.
And I was like, "Is that for your daughter?" He was like, "No, it's for my wife."
Hmm.
And I said, "Oh, you shop for your wife?"
Hmm.
And he was like, "Yeah, she deserves it." I was like, "Okay, that's." I was like, "That's real." Like and the way he lit up
Hmm.
when he was proud to. I believe this man probably bought everything for his wife, tampons, all pads, whatever. Cause the way his face lit up
Hmm.
when I said it was a pretty dress, he was like, "Ooh, I did good."
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right.
And then I was like, "So how long have you and your wife been together?" And he was like, "Oh, about 40 years."
Mm.
I was like, "Wow, I
Right.
can't wait
Right.
until I get that." And
Right.
he was like, "Well, it's very simple to come by." He
Hmm.
was like, "The statement, happy wife, happy life."
Hmm.
He said it means everything.
Hmm.
He said, "Because how can one be happy if your wife is not?"
Mm.
He said, "I can't be happy as a man if I can't make my wife happy. If I can't give her the things that she wants and the things that she needs, how can I be happy?"
Mm.
He was like, it's not how you youngsters think of it."
Mm.
He was like, "If I, as a man, can make my wife happy on a daily basis, bring happiness to her life every single day, I'll be a happy man." Because what that's gonna give me is she's gonna wake up with joy. So yes, she's gonna cook me breakfast.
Mm.
She's gonna make sure I got lunch for work every day. And when I get home, all her love gonna be on the dinner table. He was like, "Because I make her happy. I know I do." He was like, "I give my wife a gift every day."
Oh.
It did not have to be something big,
Right.
something minuscule. He would, like, he had the dress, and he had a, you remember, they still got them in some stores. It's in a pink and blue wrapper. It's called Double Bubble. You remember
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
gum?
Yeah.
It was a big Double Bubble lollipop. They
Oh
used to
wow.
sell the big fat
Right.
lollipops
Right.
back in the
Right.
day with
Hmm.
the gum in the middle. And he was like, "And this is my wife's gift for today, the
Hmm.
lollipop." And I was like, the double, because it was a big ass, like, this old lady, I know she ain't
Right.
trying to eat this.
Right.
Then he was like, no, it's not for her to eat, but it's gonna make her laugh because I used to have to keep these big lollipops when we was dating because I had to bring her one every day.
Oh Lord.
And you know, when they was dating, a lollipop that big
Right.
probably cost about $1. He done had to work 2 weeks for this damn lollipop.
I'm not messing with you. Not a whole dollar.
So he was like, this, like, I get her stuff that reminds her of stuff, so she doesn't have any time to be sad.
That's beautiful.
And I thought that was beautiful
That's
then.
beautiful.
Was searching for it for 20 years still.
I found love. No, I'm just playing. No, I get it, and that's crazy because it's very rare that you come across those um, infinite partnerships, like those true infinite
Yes.
partnerships. I've had when I was driving for the ride share program. Um, it was a guy that had jumped in and he it came up as a different name, a woman's name, and I said, "Well, you sure don't look like I'ma just say Wanda to me." And that tickled him. He's like, "My wife sent it to me." And what I'm saying, he had to tell me how he got her, how long he worked to get her, how he changed his life, and I mean, just really hearing his backstory and where he came from. And she's a nurse at Emory, and he was working construction out outside. So he was like, I'm coming in dusty and handsome guy. And he's like, every time I'm presenting myself, I'm looking like a construction worker. So they'll be like, Wanda, here come that man. And every day he'd be like, how you doing, pretty lady? Didn't say nothing else. And so, after a while, I think he said after a couple of weeks, he was trying to give her his number, and she ended up sliding her number to him. And I was like, oh snap now. So I think they were talking for a little second, and he had a day off, so he came suited and booted to the job, and they was like, "Is that the same dude?"
Is that the
And
same
so
case?
she had to do a little, and so she was getting ready to end her shift, and he was like, "I'm taking you out on a date." And so all of her, she's like, why you up here? One of them moments, like embarrassed but all at the same time. And needless to say, like they've been married for 15 years, and he's like his previous relationship, the woman he was with had died in a fatal car accident. So I pursued her, and he's like, I wasn't gonna stop till I got her. And you can see in the picture, he showed me so many pictures of them child. She's just as happy as he is. Even when we were, he was in the car, she called a couple times, like, are you in there? You good? Okay, I done made X, Y, and Z. So I was like, that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? Yeah, so yeah, I got it. Thank you, universe. It's possible. No, but it was so beautiful to see love unconditional, and a person that has that. I know you're supposed to be that one, even if you don't see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm gonna make you happy. I know that I'm gonna be the one that, even though you make your own, you're not even gonna have to worry about spending what you make type. You know what I'm saying? And that's for certain situations. That might not be for everybody, but at the end of the day, being able to say, this is the type of individual that I am, and this is the type of person that I need, and be able to find that compliment and to grow, like that's
infinite.
That's infinite.
That is
shit.
the definition
Facts.
of infinite love. A person who's going to love the whole of you unconditionally. unconditionally. They're not going to put any conditions on it. And when two people love each other that way,
Mm-hmm.
they really are the embodiment of, all right, cool. So that didn't work, babe. Well, let's come back together as a collective
Mm-hmm.
and let's figure out how we gonna make it work.
Right.
Because one person is always here,
Mm-hmm.
one person is always here, and everybody respects their lane. Here's the problem. Put a pin in that because so many people get upset when they hear stay in your lane,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm.
I'm gonna make I'm gonna show you all what stay in your lane really means.
Mm-hmm.
So my beautiful fiance is on it with business. She is very business minded, and of course, as you can see, we have a couple of businesses. However, I am not that business savvy when it comes to terminology, what certain things mean, like stocks, stuff like I'm completely illiterate. So what did I do? Since I support her vision, since I support her, I support my love for her, I support her love for me. Anything that makes her great, in turn, makes me great as well. So what I decided, well, I don't understand X, Y, and Z, and sometimes I'll be a little lost when she be talking. So COVID-19 brought us, some great resources. I
Facts.
hate to have to give credit to
But it did.
COVID-19,
It definitely
but it
did.
brought us great
Mm-hmm.
resources, and I enrolled myself in free business classes just so that I could understand what she was saying, so that I can add my input to take the weight off of her,
Mm-hmm.
so that she don't have to feel like, oh, I got to do this, and this. So now that I've taken the classes, and I've got one more to say, I'm almost done.
Woo! Clap that shit up. Clap that shit up.
Almost done
All right. All
with
right.
one
All
more
right. All right.
class. And so she now when we have discussions and conversations about stocks and what this means and what, I'm still a little shaky, but I understand more
Mm-hmm.
of what she's talking about and her vision when she's trying to show me where she's trying to go. Now it doesn't sound so foreign. If you can't take the initiative
Mm-hmm.
to say, hey, this is what this is a layer of my partner.
Mm-hmm.
This is a facet of them. They should not have to ask you to enhance yourself
Mm.
so that y'all can build that together.
Facts.
Because if they're that type of person, then they're gonna in turn they're gonna do the same. So when this is built and we know this is smooth sailing, okay, so let me focus on this because um this right here, X, Y, and Z need to happen with Babe, but I don't know too much about it. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do my research on this end and bring the information. Because if you're that type of person who takes that initiative, it will be noticed, especially if it's a true infinite partner.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be noticed
Facts.
and it'll be rewarded with the same behavior.
Facts.
It'll be to the point where when one speaks, one can type it out
Mm-hmm.
because I understand you so well on a whole different level than I just lust you because love is lust. So
Passionate love.
if I understand you on a level of not just loving you,
Mm-hmm.
where there aren't any conditions on that love. If I understand you on a level where I'm in tune with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you think something, 9 times out of 10, I know where you're going. It's not magic. I can think that same thought.
Facts.
I'm just saying.
Facts.
Or if y'all in the same environment, true infinite partners, if y'all in the same environment one person can think a thought in the other room, and another person will text and be like, "Girl, I was just thinking that," because that's how in tune you are with your true infinite.
Agreed.
And at the end of the day, you've got to be able to say, okay, so this is what they want to do. So let me, build my bricks up so that once they get to their building, oh, babe, you don't even need them bricks because here you go, boom. I got these bricks right here better because I did some research.
Facts.
And these gonna last long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got to be able to at least be a half a step ahead of them.
Yes.
So that once they take that full step, it'll be like, oh, well, let me show you how to step where it's not gonna leave a footprint. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So you got to be equally yoked to be an infinite. You can't peel back the layers of someone else that has not went through what you've went through to get to your clarity and your infinite self. You can't be at your infinite self, and because the who is who you want to be your infinite, but the who does not possess the what.
Right.
It's never gonna work out.
Facts.
If the who doesn't possess the what, you are wasting your time and theirs.
Facts.
And it doesn't take that long to find out, to figure out what the what is for you, because you know you. So you know what your what is. It may take you a second to be like, all right, cool, I know that I don't need X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But if the who does not house the what,
and then
what you looking for in that house?
You could get lucky and get a fine ass Terry and Sheila in one. I'm just, excuse me.
Yeah.
Took my get up off me.
I'm not.
You picking in my eye, bro?
No, you had some dust right there.
Anyways, we are.
But no one can get lucky. You're taking.
No, I'm saying, I said luckily for you.
Oh, for me, yes.
I said you could get lucky and have fine ass Terry and Sheila in one.
Yes.
You feel me? That's why I was being egotistical. But anyways,
it's okay. Live in your ego sometimes.
It's okay, right? We are wrapping up Love Layers. Glad to have brought this. Questions, comments, concerns, leave them. Did you enjoy it? What would you add to it? Are you in the process of meeting your infinite? Are you pulling back your layers? Do you have the audacity to submit to yourself?
Do you?
With that being said, thank you for joining us with SoulFilled Sundays, and we will catch you next week, same time, same place,
where we will discuss culture versus community. And what it means to be of the culture versus of the community, what community is, what culture is. This is something we go back and forth about all the time. Not go back and forth because we have the same views, but it's a good conversation.
It is.
It's a great conversation. Yeah. It's an eye-opening conversation. And I don't think enough people have this conversation. Agreed. So, culture versus community next week, like she said, same time, same place.
Peace.